Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the porch. Uh, Man, it's a beautiful day here in Columbia. Man, temperature is dropped a little bit, and we started school back today at Columbia Academy. It was awesome to be back in the classrooms, taking safety precautions and that sort of thing. I found a lot of peace in that. Kind of the first time to in that setting to be back. A little more normality. It's been great to be back at worship with everybody for the past several weeks. Um, it's really good to be back together on Sundays. One of my favorite things about Sunday that I enjoy worship and everything. I think we all enjoy is that time right before worship when the children come down to the front, and whether it's with me or with Kevin, and I really enjoy watching Kevin do that. He does such a good job with the kids, singing songs, teaching lessons. But that's our Bible class period, and that is such a fun time. And I think the whole congregation loves to see kids learning about Jesus. I think that it's a fun class. It's one of the silver linings, and all the things that's been all the changes that we faced. It's been really good to have that little Pew Packers class. And I think about our children, and I just think about what joy it is and how peaceful it is to see our kids learning about Jesus. Paul writes in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 12, he says, "May the Lord make your love increase and overflow for each other and for everyone else, just as ours does for you." I think that Paul touches on something there regarding our relationship with kids, that we teach them about the overflowing of love in their hearts for everyone else in their life. We can learn that from children, but they need to learn that from us too. I think that one of the best things that we can do is teach our children at a very early age about the love of Jesus, and to help them understand how much that he loves them. One of the simplest songs that we sing and have all sung from our childhood teaches that, doesn't it? Jesus loves me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Our little ones to him belong. They're weak, but he is strong. Those are some great truths, and we call that just a kid's song. Man, that's like a theme song for our lives. It should be. And so children and adults get great peace from those truths. The Bible tells me so. Man, he is strong in my weakness. He carries me through, and he loves me, even when I don't love him. But there are simple truths in this song. And that Jesus loves kids. And so I love sitting down there, and I think every Sunday, we alternate songs, but that's one song we sing all the time. It's so easy to learn, and everybody loves that song. Everybody can lead that song. In Jesus' ministry, there are a few things I want to bring up this afternoon that will help teach us as adults how to relate and how to interact with kids in our teaching them about Jesus. Turn to Matthew chapter 10, verses 13 through 16. We see that Jesus makes children a priority. He's got a very busy schedule. He's always going, and when he's not, he is getting away and resting. But he was always going, always healing, always teaching, always telling, always trying to reach somebody. It says that people were bringing babies to Jesus for him to place his hands on them. When the disciples saw this, they rebuked those crowds. But Jesus, it says, in the midst of the crowds, in the midst of his busyness, in the middle of everything he's right in the middle of, maybe healing somebody, he stopped and he said, "Bring the children to me. Bring the children to me." I think that teaches us as adults that in our busyness, we ought to be able to bring our children to him. Sundays are so busy, and they have been for years, and then it's been so kind of good to break away from some of that and to be able to get our kids there to church, and to, if you're worshiping in your home, to be able to sit in your living room and talk about Jesus. Whatever it is you have to do, I encourage you as a parent, or as an older brother or sister, as a grandparent, or aunt or uncle, find time in your busy schedule and take that child to Jesus in some way. Teach the child about Jesus. Jesus also blessed little children In a public way, I mean, he praised them in a big way. In Mark chapter 10, verses 13 through 16, it says that he took the children in his arms, he placed his hand on them, and he blessed them. Jesus desired, even from a young age, with a deep relationship for them to build up to in their lives. He wanted them to remember who he was. And he took them, and in a very public way, he blessed them in front of people. Can you imagine Jesus laying his hands on you and blessing you? I think that's something they would have remembered and talked about, even among others as they grew older. And when they grew older as grandparents, maybe, they would reach and touch their grandchildren and love and pray for them and think about the time they were touched by Jesus. What a powerful moment that God would leave heaven and come and touch the children and bless the children and praise the children. Jesus also prayed for the children. He was involved in their lives. He was involved in their relationship with the Father. In Matthew chapter 19, verses 13 through 14, my Bible says that children were brought to him that he might lay his hands on them and pray. The disciples rebuked the people, but Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of heaven." If we're not helping kids get to Jesus, we're hindering them. That's a powerful thought for us to think about. But Jesus was involved in their lives. He was involved in a relationship with the Father, and he wanted there to be a communication and a care from the Father to the children. So next time you love a child, reflect back on Jesus and how he loved them. And remember this verse in John chapter 4, verse 19. We can love kids, and think about the principle that's taught here. We can love anybody. We have love. John says in John 4:19, because he first loved us. He first loved us. When we didn't know who he was, when we were in complete chaos, when our relationship with God was unraveled, totally distant and separate, he loved us. He loved us to win us back. And I'm so thankful for the grace and the peace of Jesus Christ. I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful week.